I stood frozen in place, looking at the hundreds of empty wine bottles piled around her. I silently prayed for them in my heart. If my father found out that his precious wine collection, accumulated over many Christmases, had been completely drained by this bunch, I honestly had no idea what kind of beating he'd give them. Just then, James stumbled over drunkenly, followed by a group of disgruntled classmates. One male classmate said, "Amelia, are you deaf? You're just the daughter of a lowly maid, and Ivy is your master. Whatever she tells you to do, you have to do it. Go buy us more alcohol right now. If you keep being this lazy and ruin Mr. Simpson's birthday party, Ivy only needs to say one word and your mom won't even be able to work as a maid anymore. She'll probably end up begging on the street." The watch I'd given James was gone from his wrist, replaced by a thick pure gold watch. He also had a limited edition Rolls-Royce key fob clipped to his belt, clearly someone who'd recently come into serious money. No wonder they were calling him Mr. Simpson. From the looks of it, Ivy must have spent over $8 million on him. I couldn't help but laugh out loud. No wonder Ivy was so desperate to force me to help her. I said coldly, "Sorry, my monthly allowance is only $1,500. I don't have the money to cover your expenses. If you want to fire my mom, go ahead. I'll have her move out of the villa right now and quit being a maid." I turned to leave, but suddenly someone grabbed my hair. James roared, "Amelia, how dare a servant's daughter speak to your master like that?" His eyes were like poison-tipped daggers boring into my face. Then he continued, "Back then, if you hadn't impersonated Ivy's identity, Ivy and I wouldn't have been delayed so long in getting together. Today, I'm going to teach you a lesson." With that, he shouted, and over a dozen of his lackeys rushed forward to pin down my shoulders. I watched in terror as they closed in on me, struggling desperately. "Let me go. Are you all insane?" But James just smiled maliciously. Then he slapped me across the face. "Today I'm going to discipline this servant properly for Ivy." A barrage of slaps rained down on my face, and my lips started bleeding. Ivy stood nearby watching me leisurely, showing no intention of helping whatsoever. She said, "Amelia, I've been too lenient with you usually, which is why you've become so spoiled. I'll let James teach you a lesson. After this, you'll know who the real master of this villa is." Dizzy from the beating, I shouted for the butler to come throw these people out, but I realized all the servants in the villa had been dismissed, so I had no way to call for help. It seemed that during my time at boarding school, massive changes had taken place in the villa. After about half an hour, James seemed to tire from the beating and stopped, but soon, his greedy gaze locked onto the diamond necklace around my neck. James said, "How do you have something so valuable? Don't tell me you stole this too?" He excitedly grabbed my necklace, trying to yank it off directly. The chain cut painfully into my neck, and I shouted angrily, "Let go. This is a keepsake my mother left me." But James didn't believe me at all, and kicked me hard in the chest. He spat at me viciously. "How could your maid mother's salary possibly afford something this nice? I bet you sneaked it away when Ivy wasn't looking." With that, he ran to the kitchen to get a fruit knife, planning to cut the necklace off directly. But this necklace was the only thing my mother had left me after she died. I absolutely could not hand it over. I struggled desperately, stubborn enough to want to go down fighting with them. But just then, a sharp voice came from the doorway. "What are you doing? Stop." I looked up and saw that it was Ivy's biological mother, Evie, our family's housekeeper, who had returned. Just a casual glance was enough for me to notice she was decked out in gold and silver jewelry from head to toe. Anyone who didn't know better would think she was some wealthy socialite. Ivy lifted her skirt and ran toward Evie, acting coquettishly as she called out, "Mom, why did you come back early?" James and his classmates also stood obediently to the side, respectfully greeting Evie. They said, "Hello, Mrs. Robertson." I couldn't help but let out a cold laugh, spat out some bloody saliva, then questioned, "How come I didn't know there was a Mrs. Robertson in my house?" Archie had only been abroad for half a Christmas, yet Evie and Ivy were already trying to take over my family's house. Seeing me lying on the ground covered in injuries, a flash of guilt crossed Evie's eye. However, she still said sternly, "How dare a housekeeper's daughter act so arrogant in front of me?" After saying this, she turned around and looked at Ivy with a loving expression. She said, "Ivy, how many times have I told you? Why are you bothering with such a lowly woman? It's bad for your image. Anyway, you've already beaten and scolded her. Hurry up and throw this wretch out. Don't let her dirty our home." Ivy said cheerfully, "Okay." Then she waved her hand, calling over a few lackeys to deal with me. But soon after, she held up the necklace that James had snatched from me, presenting it to Evie like she was seeking praise. She said, "Mom, look, fortunately, I got this diamond necklace back. Otherwise, I would have given it to Amelia for nothing." However, what no one expected was that the moment Evie saw this diamond necklace, her face instantly turned pale. She immediately grabbed the necklace and rushed over to me, quickly putting it around my neck. Evie said, "What are you all doing?" Then Evie looked at me, her body visibly trembling. She frantically explained for me, "This necklace was just bought by the housekeeper for Amelia to pretend she's wealthy. The diamonds on it are actually made of plastic. You all got it wrong. From now on, I forbid anyone from touching Amelia's necklace. Do you hear me?" Seeing Evie like this, a bold idea popped into my head. Could it be that the system on Ivy was related to this necklace? But I felt like Ivy seemed completely unaware of this. People around started talking. One girl said, "What, so the diamonds on it are plastic? I thought this necklace was something valuable." One boy said, "Amelia is so vain. She can't afford a real diamond necklace, so she got a fake one to wear." Another boy said, "She really is a housekeeper's daughter. So embarrassing." Everyone looked me up and down with disdainful eyes, and finally just kicked me out of the villa in disgust. I struggled to get up from the ground, then immediately took off that diamond necklace. Right away, I sent a message telling Archie to hurry back from abroad. After that, I took the necklace to a jewelry counter and spent $3 million to buy an identical one to wear. Sure enough, after switching necklaces, I immediately felt strength return to my whole body, and that uncomfortable feeling stuck in my chest completely disappeared. To avoid alerting Evie and Ivy, besides going crazy buying things on shopping platforms and applying for refund only, I posted pictures of my diamond necklace on Instagram every day. Even though countless mockeries and insults tried to break me down, I persisted in posting photos of me and the necklace every day without fail. Soon, James couldn't help but comment under my post, "I'm dying of laughter. How do you have the nerve to post pictures of a fake necklace every day? Let me show you what real wealth looks like." With that, he immediately posted a nearly 5-minute video on Instagram. In the video, he was wearing a custom-tailored suit, holding a pigeon egg-sized diamond ring in his hand, kneeling in front of Ivy. He shouted shouted loudly, "Ivy, will you marry me?" Ivy nodded shyly in agreement. The flower petals scattered during the proposal ceremony were actually replaced with $100 bills. This extravagant video quickly attracted many comments. "Oh my god, a wealthy handsome guy and the richest family's daughter are perfect power couple. This is so enviable. I looked into that diamond ring. Its market value is nearly $6 million, not to mention all that money they just scattered." Amelia has completely become a clown. She posts pictures of her fake necklace every day. No wonder James didn't choose her but chose Ivy instead. I smiled as I scrolled through these comments, feeling completely unmoved. After all, applying for refund only on online purchases totaling $3,000 already met the threshold for fraud charges. I was really curious about what expression Ivy would have when she saw that $30 million refund record.